And I was actually offered the role that Madeline Kahn ended up playing. Somebody, Carrie Fisher, bless her precious soul, was supposed to play Miss Scarlet.
Carrie Fisher, we had to reschedule her.
Carrie came in and was very, very funny as we met. She did a good reading and was just an extremely funny person, I thought. And I thought she'd be perfect. And I phoned my wife Rita in London and said, I think I found Miss Scarlet. She's actually great. Carrie Fisher. And Rita said, are you crazy? And I said, what do you mean? And Rita said, she's a drug addict. I said, how do you know? Why would you say that? Rita said, well, everybody knows. I mean, it was in the Daily Mail yesterday. By the way, not that that's proof of anything, just because it's in the Daily Mail. But I think it was widely known that she took a lot of cocaine and other drugs. Wasn't known to me. I was a bit innocent about drugs. So anyway, we cast her. She was very pleased. And then after we cast her, I wanted to meet her again. And we met in a restaurant, a little Italian restaurant near Paramount. And I must say, I was slightly surprised because when she came into the restaurant, I was already sitting at the table. She did fall over a chair on the way to our table. I said, are you all right? And she said, well, yes, it's just an accident. So I thought, well, all right, anybody can fall over. And then she sniffed an awful lot during lunch, which I didn't know was an indication of considerable cocaine use. Everybody that I'd met in Hollywood seemed to have hay fever. So I didn't think any more about it. And then about 3 days before we were to start rehearsing, I think, I got a phone call from Carrie saying, I just wanted to tell you I'm in rehab in Century City Hospital, and I just thought you better know. So I said, well, can you do the movie? And she said, oh yeah, they'll let me out during the day and I'll come home at night. And I said, oh, okay. So I told Debra Hill, the producer, next day, and Debra said, oh, yeah, that's okay. And I said, maybe we'd better tell the studio. So we told Dawn Steele, who was head of production. Dawn said, I think that's fine. And it so happens she and Debra both seemed to have hay fever that day. And then the insurance company said, no way.
They read the Daily Mail.
So yes, they read the Daily Mail, exactly. So I had to recast at very short notice, which I was very unhappy about. But again, luck was with me, and Lesley Ann Warren was suggested. And she loved the part, and I thought she was just great in the part. So, there you go. That's what happened.